letting you get to me. Good thing we're older now, but I still want her. She's got someone better. I'm jealous. Yeah, it's spooky. It's really spooky. It's really twisted. Right? So another song. All right. Actually, Friend Again. Okay, so Friend Again. So all the songs on the project came with these lyric videos of a white flower opening up. Oh, good. Yeah, great. Fucking weirdo.
Fucking gross.
And then, essentially from there, right, you got people all in the comments of this basically saying it's the fact that all these recent songs are written in the past tense. He was planning it around this time or already did the murder. This was a monster. There you go, right? And this is what people are saying about this song. They're saying, oh my god, she probably said she wanted to just be friends and he killed her. When he sings, now she doesn't answer me anymore, it gave me chills. You can't convince me otherwise that the lyrics, I only wanted her next to me, is an obsession. This guy needs to be locked up. He took it too far. This comment says, bro got friend zoned by a minor and murdered her. Sad face. Good thing we're older now, but I still want her. She's got someone better and I've got jealousy. I used to be her everything and now she doesn't answer me. So people are saying that that's kind of overshadowing. Maybe this is the period when he was planning the murder. Maybe getting friend zoned is what pushed him over the edge. And in another song titled "Where Did You Go?" These song titles are screwed up. These song titles are wild. All right. I told you I didn't know that a house don't mean you got a home. Oh, how hard it is to live alone. The night you sang me to sleep and you whispered softly never to leave. It's the moment I heard you walking away from me. Then where did you go? You're nothing but a memory. Oh, where did you go? I needed you next to me. I'm still looking for an answer that won't ever come. You left me alone in an empty bed with the songs you never sang. Just need a text or a call saying that you moved on, more direct to the heart, that you sent me a card. No, I won't be alarmed. Just expect more for someone that I gave it all for. So this has sounded like she's gone. This sounded like, and bear in mind, this is April 2025. This isn't that long ago. And we don't know how long that body had been in the trunk for. This could have all been music that he made after allegedly committing this horrible deed. Now, not only that, but that little snippet that I couldn't play you, but I referred to earlier, where he appeared to have an actual voice recording of Celeste on a song, okay? This appeared on the Withered album under the title Invisible String Theory, and basically this is the conversation, all right? Genius hasn't cottoned on to quite yet who is talking on this song.
Are you looking to create authentic pay stubs for proof of income? Paystub Creator lets you create high-quality, low-cost pay stubs.
But it seems to be that same conversation with Celeste. That's what it seems to be, all right? All this I love you, don't leave me please. Have you heard the Invisible String Theory? We're supposed to meet, we're connected. I loved you before I existed, and I love you even when I die. It's very bizarre. And then the final track of the project, there's another weird title. It's called Unrequited. Okay? Unrequited. Alright. So
I'm debating whether I wanna have it be a quiet session or I'm playing a YouTube video in the background. How's everybody doing tonight though? How's everybody doing? Let's turn over here.
So just for a little bit of context, unrequited is a feeling, especially of love not returned or rewarded. He's been pining with unrequited love. Unrequited. And it's another song where he's basically saying goodbye to somebody. This is the last song on the project, right? And he's saying goodbye to someone, saying like he's waking up from a bad dream and saying just let me go and let me rest my soul. right? This is a very odd and dark song to end the project on. I can't let go because my heart won't say no. Waking up from a bad dream where I thought you said you loved me for real this time, but you lied. You said you wanted to be happy, so what about me makes you sad all the time? Don't lie, don't lie. I can't let go because my heart won't say no. Darling, I'd like to show you how I could treat you right for life. Don't go. You said you wanted to be happy, but what about me makes you sad? To the point where I can't let go. Just let me go and rest my soul. Break my heart or break my bones. Tell me if you want me then. You know I've been in my head, baby. Tell me please, do you hate my company? I know there's someone else. Tell him he can go to hell. So all of this is going on. He's releasing this very dark, sort of bizarre music with very suspect titles and a lot of strange things going on there. Okay, so from here, okay, in April, at the end of April 2025, so like roughly within a week of that album actually coming out, somebody seems to post into that Discord, basically suggesting that Celeste was actually S-trafficked. So there's this little snippet of a Discord conversation that was posted in the comments under here.
Remember you're watching a video about the whole David situation. It's absolutely fucking insane. Dude murdered a girl and straight up became famous for it. During it. Poor girl. Rest in peace. That's all I gotta say. Back to painting, back to the video.
And since someone posted this convo regarding a deleted user mentioning and noticing most probably possibly that the missing poster and the original post might be deleted, but this conversation is the most icky and disturbing to me. How did this deleted user come to the conclusion even he literally kidnapped her? I'd be interested to see how it started. So there's the deleted user saying she went missing in LA, but I'm in Sonoma County, what the F? Who's saying she low-key fine. Can't y'all talk about this somewhere else? They're saying human trafficking? If so, she will be alive. And someone's saying he literally kidnapped her. I've got to report this. So a lot of people are trying to understand what was going on. A lot of people were kind of trying to get to the bottom of it, right? And again, from here, he just keeps on releasing music, okay? He drops another song called Always Love. And this song, it has lyrics telling somebody not to say goodbye because they were meant to be. Suddenly, I've just become a memory of someone. Hear the melodies from my voice. They'll pull you back to me, but it's your choice. You don't have to say goodbye. I know we were meant to be. Do you love like I loved? Would you hold my hand? Would you let me go? Would you stand by my side? Are you down for the ride? I don't need nobody else but you.
17.
So after this, right, and this is going to be one of the last things that happens before we get to the conclusion, okay? David posted this TikTok, essentially. People were posting this, and it appears to be him sort of, he's kind of waving at a car. I don't know. For a moment, I'll be honest, for a moment, I thought that might have been a tow truck. And I thought, hang on a minute, but this isn't the incident, but he's waving at a car. It's some weird, like, parking lot at night. There's actually no audio on this. Sound's not available. He's waving to a car. He's waving, I don't know if he's waving to a person or a car. When I zoomed in closer and paused it at the right moment, it didn't look like a tow truck. But this is just more creepy weirdness, like him just at night.
Oh my god, so many ads, bro. It's actually insane.
Counting something on his fingers and pointing at a car. So this clip allegedly was surfaced on August the 13th, 2025. And this is less than a month after Celeste's body was discovered. Now, as I've mentioned several times throughout this breakdown, okay, September the 7th was Celeste's birthday, and September the 7th, 2025 would have been her 15th birthday. We probably can assume she didn't turn 15, because the very day after what would have been her birthday, the body is found, and according to the police, it had been in the trunk. And it was described as heavily decomposed, and it's just so sad to talk about a human being that way, but that is essentially what was going around. So this was some of the reporting that came out immediately after the body was discovered.
Found inside a bag in the trunk of an abandoned Tesla.
Tonight, the LAPD is trying to identify the victim and the owner of that Tesla. Sandra Mitchell live in Hollywood at a tow yard where workers made the disturbing discovery. Sandra?
Micah, it was the smell. That is what led workers to this vehicle, the body in the front trunk of the car on this rooftop of the building behind us. Tonight, LAPD detectives are not talking, and so far, no ID on that victim.
Okay, we're just finishing our orbit here to turn back to the north.
Sky 5 overhead as detectives surround a black Tesla. Inside the front trunk, a body wrapped in a bag.
I'd say that's pretty horrifying. Nobody wants to, I mean, we live here, so that's kind of gross.
Anton Michael was retrieving his car from Hollywood Tow on Mansfield Avenue near Santa Monica Boulevard
Man,
when
why
he
you say
noticed
it's
the
kinda
police
gross?
presence.
Like
It seemed like there was just a lot of people gathered around. Everybody was asking questions, but I didn't know until just now.
She didn't
That's
ask
crazy.
to be in a
LAPD
fucking
says the
bag,
sedan
bro.
was reported abandoned, towed from the Hollywood Hills, and impounded about
Isn't
5
even
days ago.
mad.
It sat on the roof of the tow lot until today, when employees reported a foul odor. Police examined the car, which has a Texas license plate, and discovered the body. The medical examiner joined the investigation, but because of decomposition, they have not determined
So
the gender of the
disrespectful, I
victim.
swear.
So, if the body's so decomposed that they couldn't immediately identify the gender of the victim, that would indicate pretty severe. You know, yeah, pretty
Like, so fucked up.
serious,
Can't get
just absolute horrific scene.
This area of Hollywood is mostly studios and production sets, but for a while today, it was a real CSI scene.
It's not really a surprise. Knowing what happened, also not really a surprise. We live in a very big city, one of the biggest on earth, and there's shady people doing shady things.
So, it would essentially take just one day after the body was discovered. So, September the 7th was Celeste's birthday. September the 8th was when the body was discovered. And September 9th was when the police in Los Angeles were essentially able to identify the owner of the car as David.
Inside the trunk of a car at a tow yard in Hollywood.
Police say the strong stance triggered the investigation, and now it is news Sophie Flay is live near the scene where we learned the car is registered to a multi-platinum artist. Sophie.
Yeah, David Devonna, that's right. The LAPD tells us they are still in the very early stages of this investigation. But that tow yard, it's behind me here. We've seen patrol cars coming in and out all day. We spoke to residents in the area who say they are in shock.
I've got more questions.
So, you know, they essentially discover that the car belongs to this guy, David.
Eyewitness News confirming that vehicle is registered to 20-year-old singer David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke.
I don't want to play any of his music, but you get the gist.
It is currently on tour. ABC News' Gio Benitez interviewed the multi-platinum singer on ABC News Live 2 weeks ago.
It's one of the best thing you can do as an artist because you're seeing your listeners in real life and in real time.
We've reached out to David.
So a little while after this, the LAPD would confirm that they were actually searching the home near the site of the abandoned Tesla, and it was reported that David's actual home was searched. Items were taken from the property, as seen on TMZ right here.
Ugh, I kind of really want a chai. I want to make a chai, guys. A chai. I'll be back real fast. I'm gonna make a chai. Chai. Is that a jump scare? That took longer than I expected because I forgot. I was like, I got my chai. This is my joy. We got, I usually make it with soy milk, but I've been loving it with cow milk. More fattening, but whatever. And it's just that chai concentrate from Tazo, and then some caramel, and then ice, baby. Super good. Super good, super good. Look at my coaster. Isn't this the cutest coaster ever? It's a little dirty. Damn, maybe I should clean it. It gets a little dusty from you know, the dust in the air and just being wet all the time. I hope it's not stained. Let's see. Is it stained? Oh, it's a little stained. Damn it. Alright, it's not coming off then. That sucks. I don't know why you would make it white. Like maybe make it blue. Anyway, cutest coaster ever. And it's rubber. It's my first ever rubber coaster. They're usually like made out of glass. So that's interesting. But it's, I believe it's from Japan. I got it in a crate from Japan, from Amazon. Pretty sure it's from Japan. It's probably not from Japan, but it is stuff that is from Japan. But it's all in Japanese. Pretty sure it's Japan. And it was Japanese Sunday. Japanese Sunday. Anyway, back to painting.
There was a search of the home. The police were there, and everything was taped off. It was looking like a nice crib too. You know, saying them things were doing well. Now the backlash has begun. Interscope has pulled all promotion for David amid the investigation. Interscope Music yanks all promos amid the homicide investigation. He essentially was announcing that his new project, Withered Deluxe, was out on September the 19th.
I felt certain earning my bachelor's degree would open up opportunities for me.
I felt supported throughout the entire transfer process.
Don't know if that was going to drop. I don't know if it's time for that. But his home was searched. They did look into his crib. They searched the place, all up in his business, and just trying to get to the bottom of this man. So there's still there's been a whole bunch of things that have been coming out since then. People are saying that his music streaming numbers have actually gone crazy. He's the biggest gainer on Spotify's global top artist charts, jumping 63 spots to number 90. Romantic Homicide is the biggest gainer on the global Spotify chart. It's up 102 spots to 42 with 2.157 million streams. It's number 13 on the Spotify chart with 849,000 streams. So essentially, a lot of people have been wondering, why hasn't he been arrested yet? Right? Why hasn't he been arrested yet? And somebody did a whole breakdown here and essentially kind of like broke this all down and basically gave their reasons as to why he might not have been getting arrested yet.
I mean, there's no
Hi guys,
evidence.
I'm an attorney. I don't practice
Like,
criminal law, but I got an award for
full
criminal
evidence.
procedure, so I'd like to think I know a thing or two. I practice civil rights laws that involve lawsuits against police departments and
Besides
all
the
that
bag
stuff.
and
So he says, with this
gold
case getting so
car.
much publicity, there's a lot of pressure on detectives to get this right. That means being
Yeah.
thorough. So before you can make an arrest, you have to have probable cause that
Yep.
the crime has been committed. You have to back that up with evidence which the DA will present to a judge. And if there's anything wrong with that
Yep.
evidence, the case could get dismissed.
Yep.
It says they definitely have David under surveillance, so he cannot leave or hurt other people, and he was probably told not to leave the country, which is why his tour was cancelled. But the police are basically doing everything perfectly so that they can actually get him, and they can ensure that he can't really.
Which is gonna take
have a defense
forever.
and get the case dismissed. There's
I can't
so much
wait.
of this evidence. I mean, look, it's nearly 2 hours I've
Put in
been
jail.
talking about this, right? So if it's taken me this long to even just put together this little breakdown for you guys, imagine the police actually having to
And-
find the original sources for
Yeah.
every single image, everything that's
And
every
I
single thing that
wonder
was covered. They can't
if
just throw a
anybody
bunch of
else in
screenshots from
this,
Discord
because,
without
like,
verifying their
obviously,
sources.
as
They're
a
probably
group-
going to subpoena Discord and all
I
that
feel
kind of.
like people had to be in on this. Like, he can't be the only one that knew about this. There had to be people that helped him with the body and dismember her body. Like, I just feel like it just can't be him by himself. I don't know. This whole situation is fucking crazy.
I think if they need to confirm things like this, the true cause of death, they got to determine whether or not he should be charged with murder or dismembering a corpse. And then if she was murdered, when did it happen? How was it premeditated? They need to put together every alleged element of the crime to charge him. You can't just say he looks like he did it. A couple of songs, that ain't really enough, right? For the fact that they were able to obtain a warrant for his electronic devices and his home, particularly if blood evidence claims are correct, means a judge agreed there was reasonable suspicion to believe a crime had been committed in the house that he was renting, or at least that a crime occurred in the home, and the computer contained evidence relating to that crime. This is a strong indication that an arrest is to follow. They aren't going to release any information until that happens. However, they don't want to startle David into running, fighting, or hurting himself. I know it's frustrating because it's obvious he's responsible, but they can't rush this. He indeed did cancel his world tour, and I believe that he did actually give comment. So he would release an official statement on the investigation. He was linked to a homicide investigation. The body of the girl was identified by authorities. David was currently on tour throughout North America and Europe for his debut album, Withered, and remained silent about the investigation for the most part. But David's team have released a statement about the incident. A spokesman for the 20-year-old told NBC News that he had been informed about what's happened, and although he's still on tour, he's fully cooperating with the authorities. So that's it, all right? He's apparently cooperating with the authorities. I don't know how far that's going to get him amid everything that people are saying is going on. But the last thing that I wanted to touch on before I wrap this up was just this clip that's been going around. They're saying that this man was one of Celeste's teachers. He actually spoke to the classroom about how she ended up getting allegedly groomed on social media by a famous rapper and losing her life. But this was crazy.
Hold up. That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we allegedly did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom. How long ago? We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again.
What the fuck?
In May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened. That it was this rapper, that they were like blackmailing him, all of this stuff. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut in pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media. Let me tell you another story. Hold on.
Shopping for tires used to make me want to blow a gasket. That was before I went to TireRack.com. TireRack made it easy to find great tires at a great price. 2 years of free road hazard protection.
I feel like teachers
Sealed
are
in.
just people who want to like
TireRack has thousands of recommended installers. I chose a mobile.
So, look, this situation is so dark, it's so twisted, it's
gotta be a
worse
certain
and just
person to
more
be a
messed
teacher,
up
bro.
than any drill gangster rap murder story that I've covered in the past, honestly. I really hope that, you know, we can actually see a resolution to this. Just for the record, Celeste's family have actually started a GoFundMe. So if you want to go and pull that up and donate to it, they're trying to raise 20,000, and then they're nearly there. They only need about
But they
2,500
kind of
more.
pissed me off, though.
To
They
help
kind of
lay
pissed
to
me
rest.
off because
So this says, as you may know, she was identified as the body found last week. She was a beloved tragic loss, seeking help to lay
she
to
was
rest.
gone for like a
Funds for the
year.
funeral, if you're able
Knew
to donate, greatly appreciated. And this is really sad. You know, no parent should have to bury their child. And we're gonna have to wait and see. But the way things are looking, with all of these little bits of information, these little facts, things from Discord, some of these lyrics, some of these videos, the whole white rose concept thing is just very damning. So we're gonna have to wait for more information to come out. But honestly, everyone's innocent until proven guilty in the court.
Nah, he's good.
To have breakfast with so many lively children.
今日さ、久しぶりにさ、夜、外食とか行かない？
That's a total of 9 people, a pretty large household in most parts of the world. Now, the film is already dropping certain hints. For example, Sumio, who I'm just going to refer to as the dad from now on since there are a lot of names to remember, is 39 years old. The eldest daughter present is 24, meaning dad clearly is not her biological father unless he was an extremely young parent. Anyone who caught this detail wouldn't be left wondering for long, however, because of what transpires next.
外食とか
すごい味噌汁美味しい。
たまにはいいんじゃない外食。
わかめもっと多くていいんじゃね？
あ、確かにわかめ2枚しか入ってなかった。ねえお姉ちゃん、わかめだよね、メインは。
でも2枚で2枚でしょ？これ1枚しかやってなくて。
なんかリクエストある人？もう何食べたい？ハンバーグ？スパゲッティ？ナンは？焼肉とか？
じゃあそこら辺で。
のじゃあなんかある？お肉とかさ、お寿司とかどう？まあお寿司でも寿司いいよね。リュウちゃんなんか食べたいもんみたいな。まあちょっと大した祝いっていう感じはちょっとできねえ。リュウちゃん、まあ遠慮しないで言ってよ。
Oh, she doesn't talk to him?
じゃあ焼き肉しようか。ね。
I can't show this part even if nothing really all that bad happens because I don't want YouTube to smite me, but the point is, Rie is very much behaving in an abusive manner and no one really seems to do anything about it, save for the mother who eventually steps in. Brother Ryuta, the sibling close to Rie in age, pours miso soup on the dad and then the pair leave the dining room.
What a fearful sight.
Fuck?
I was stunned at what I witnessed within this Japanese family. What has happened to the Japan where the father was highly respected alongside the samurai traditions?
What the fuck?
This attitude can be seen so often in recent years in Japan.
This just shocked me.
It becomes a social phenomenon.
It shocked me.
This attitude is called in Japan.
That just shocked me.
Katenai Boyoku.
After stumbling through that pronunciation, Veronica heads to another room where Dad can be found being patched up by Mom. Now, behind Dad is a shrine that is normally dedicated to loved ones who have passed, although at this point in the story, no such person has been brought up, and we can't 100% tell who it's supposed to be based on the picture. Veronica asks the dad if he's okay, and this is when we get a little more context on what happened at the dining table. It's revealed that, as we thought, this man was actually relatively new to the family overall, having only biologically fathered the 2 youngest children while the rest he adopted. The other kid's biological father had gone missing a whole 7 years before. We aren't really given much more detail other than that, like if they suspect foul play or if he could have wanted to disappear. What happened the day he went missing? Veronica doesn't really pry, and while it's a bit disappointing right now, it also makes sense given that the documentary is supposed to be about the family now, and not a true crime piece about a missing father. Of course, the mother of the family says that it was a struggle once her first husband had vanished. She was a single mom to several children who only had a part-time job. And speaking of said job, that's actually where she met the now acting stepdad of the family. She tells the camera of the respect that he had for the mother, knowing that she was struggling through raising her kids all on her own. He then continues explaining how he was orphaned at a young age and always wanted a family of his own. Overall, it's all quite heartfelt, and at this point in the story, we do get the feeling that this new father figure to the family is just genuinely a nice guy who wants to...
I should probably put on my microphone, guys, so you can actually hear me. One, two, three, can you hear me? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, can you hear me? Cool. You guys can hear me perfectly fine. I got a little mic.
to be as good at as he can be. This cuts deep because the kids, especially the older ones, have beyond rejected him.
Now, having said that, the parents of the household do also mention how, despite having children together, they're not yet officially married. We cut to quick interviews with some of the children who describe their new dad in a negative light, saying things that I'm sure anyone who has dealt with a step parent situation has already heard. It's your standard, he's not my real dad, or he's annoying type things. Next, we find mom with the two youngest children, the rest of the household seemingly cleared out for either school or work. Veronica asks if mom still works herself, and to that she expresses that she wishes that she could but can't, and although she doesn't say why, we can assume the next scene has something to do with it. Mom prepares food in the kitchen, plates it up, and then carries it down the hallway to a room. She knocks and then says, "Here's your meal," to someone off screen who we don't get to see. Veronica asks about
What the
it, and this
fuck?
is when we learn that there was someone else at the house all along who we simply have not been introduced to yet. Goki, the eldest son at age 23, is a shut in, someone who insists on staying in his room unless he needs to use the bathroom or bathe. He doesn't work, nor attend school, or socialize at all. In fact, it seems the only human contact he gets is when his mother brings him his meals. Through voiceover, Veronica explains that Goki is a high school dropout. The pictures we're shown here definitely giving off your standard juvenile delinquent vibes. We're then treated to another helping of Veronica struggling to pronounce Japanese. Of course, the scene has another thing that sticks out about it,
Oh nah, he
the
killed
writing
dad.
on the walls. Veronica asks about
I'm
it,
sorry.
and Mom explains that Goki loved baseball, and at some point he got into calligraphy. The stuff on the walls allegedly saying things like 10 strikeouts or bat a ball. More on why any of that matters later, but for now we cut over to dinner, where the family is once again united. We see Mikan, the 24-year-old daughter, leave for her hospital night shift, then jump over to 11 p.m., where some of the younger children have gone to sleep. Meanwhile, mom and dad are spotted talking alone. They mention Rie, who again is only 16, and how she still has not come home for the night. They, of course, sounded concerned, but nothing seemed to imply that this was unusual for Rie, even if the parents didn't prefer it. The father then asked mom about someone by the name of Ringo, and just like that, yet another family member. Do you recall when the children of the household were introduced? Their birth order was also listed alongside their names. We started with the second son and second daughter. We've learned that the first son is a shut in living at the house this whole time, but what about the first daughter? Well, much like her father, the eldest daughter, Ringo, is missing. She's 25 years
What?
old and left for Tokyo 3 years prior for university. At first, things seemed fine, but for the last 6 months, no one
Why
has been.
is everybody missing? Let me just read the comments real quick. Some wasn't the stepdad. He was the dad who stepped in. What the fuck? She killed her last husband. Okay. He showed the zoom in shot of the mother. The mother? Okay, so people think that the mother killed the husband. Yeah, there's a reason that that kid became a shut-in. You just don't become a shut-in for no fucking reason. You gotta be traumatized to do that. I'm sorry, but like, you don't have no social interactions or leave your room unless you get traumatized. I mean, okay, they're kind of spoiling this stuff in the comments. Let me just watch this stuff. This is a
Get
year
a hold
old.
of Ringo. Her parents, of course, tried calling her, but the number she had no longer works. And when they found her job, all they could say was that she quit. Now, this is when Dad adds that Ringo was against her mother getting remarried, and that he felt responsible for her going missing. His words carry a certain weight about them, making it apparent that he sees it as his duty to bring Ringo back home. The next day, we find him doing exactly that. A title card reads Yokohama City, Kanagawa Prefecture. The father is here because he received a tip from one of Ringo's friends that she might be in the area. As for where specifically, that becomes apparent as the dad walks down seemingly dodgy alleys and eventually arrives at an establishment that you can just tell is seedy, even without looking at any of the signage.
It was a dirty shop. Japanese call this kind of shop Fuzokuten.
I'm trying to see what we should do next.
Next, we take a look at the establishment's website,
We
which
should
has
do
a
18,
list
right?
of girls who work there, and one in particular sticks out, Apple. Now, Apple is, of course, a stage name.
I'm gonna need to record some shots.